Hi, Checotah Intermediate students. This is Reading with Mrs. Brinsfield. We're on week 5, lesson 1, and it's titled, Can You Locate the Answer? So let's see if you can locate an answer in this story that's titled Giant of the North. Now, when you hear that title, Giant of the North, what are you thinking? Are you thinking of a person who's very tall? Well, that's a good thought. That's what I thought at first. But then when it says of the North, it makes me think of north of us. And so we're part of the United States. So what is north of the United States? And if you're thinking, what country? Canada? Then you're right. So this story is about Canada. And it's divided up into 5 paragraphs. So let's look at those real quick and see if we can find them. Where the first sentence is scooted over or indented, that's the first paragraph. So then you're looking for the next one where it is scooted over or indented. That's the second paragraph. And scooted over or indented, third one. Looking again, indented, fourth one. And then the 5th paragraph. So this story is 5 paragraphs. So why don't you read along with me? It says, the country that touches the United States the most is Canada. This giant land borders over a dozen U.S. states. You can walk across the border from 11 states. You can sail right across the border from 3 others. Canada is the second largest country in the world. Only the Russian Federation is larger than Canada. Canada covers most of the northern part of North America. It sits on top of the United States like a big hat on a head. So big is Canada that it stretches 1/4 of the way around the world. Most of its coastline is very rocky. On the east, it meets the Atlantic Ocean. On the west, the Pacific Ocean. And on the north, the Arctic Ocean. The Arctic shores of Canada are so close to the North Pole that instead of waves, there is usually only ice. Even though Canada is so large, it does not have a great many people. Much of the country is covered with endless forests and partly frozen land called tundra. Most of Canada's people live in the south, near the United States, where the weather is not so cold. It is a good thing that Canada and the United States have long been friends. The border line between the two countries is over 5,000 miles long. Yet they never have to keep soldiers along the border. The countries never worry about going to war with each other. With all its land and ocean shores, Canada can supply many things the world needs. Wood from its trees makes paper for newspapers and books. Valuable oil is pumped from underground in the west. The Central Plains grow millions of bushels of wheat. Along Canada's shores lie some of the richest fishing grounds in the world. The Atlantic fishers catch codfish, lobster, herring, and mackerel. In the Pacific, they catch salmon, halibut, and shellfish. So that was an interesting story about Canada. Let's look at, can you locate the answer? So question 1 asks, what country borders the United States more than any other? And I know you know the answer is Canada, but I want you to find, was that answer found in sentence A, sentence B, sentence C, or sentence D? So let's go back and see. Okay, the country that touches the United States the most is Canada. Okay, that's sentence A. Did that answer the question? What country borders the United States more than any other? It did answer it. So that would be sentence A. Let's look at question 2. How many U.S. states does Canada border? So it's either going to be in sentence B, C, D, or E. So how many U.S. states does Canada border? So let's go back. We know that it wasn't found in sentence A. Let's look at sentence B. This giant land borders over a dozen U.S. states. Okay, that's kind of telling us, but not exactly. You can walk across the border from 11 states. You can sail right across the border from 3 others. Canada is the second largest country in the world. Only the Russian Federation is larger than Canada. So if we take 11 plus 3, that would be what? 14. So it doesn't come out and just tell us 14 states. But in sentence B, it did say this giant land borders over a dozen U.S. states. I think that's going to be the best that we can do. So we would choose, how many U.S. states does Canada border? We would say sentence B, over a dozen. And we know, in fact, when we do the math that it's 14. But we're going to go with B. So let's look at these other questions. Number 3, is it possible to sail across the Canadian border? And then you would choose one of these sentences. Number 4, why is Canada compared to a hat? Remember us reading that sentence. It's going to be either E, F, G, or H. Number 5, are there 3 oceans bordering Canada? Which sentence tells us that? I, J, K, or L? Number 6, what are the Arctic shores of Canada near? You might remember, but you need to find which sentence that was, J, K, L, or M. And number 7, what is the frozen land called? Do you remember that term that describes the frozen land of Canada? It was found in either sentence N, O, P, or Q. Number 8, is the threat of war ever a worry between the U.S. and Canada? Well, so far, as of the current time, probably not, but you need to find which sentence it said that, R, S, T, or U. And number 9, what valuable, I forgot to capitalize that W. I'm so sorry, I made a mistake. What valuable product can be found underground? It's either T, U, V, or W. And then number 10, does the Pacific Ocean provide many fish? And that's either in W, X, Y, or Z. So on a sheet of notebook paper, number your paper 1 through 10, and you have 2 free answers because we answered number 1 and 2 already. And if you have read this story and answered these questions, then I would like to hear from you. And you could send me your answers to my email, cbrinsfield@checotah.k12.ok.us, and I would love to hear from you. And be sure to let me know that this is called Can You Locate the Answer? And put your name and the date and your answer responses. And I would love to hear from you. So I'll be talking to you again very soon. Take care. Enjoy this time with your family. And bye for now.